Hey, horror fans, get ready for a spine-chilling journey into the unknown. Brace yourselves for dark secrets and terrifying encounters. Are you prepared to face your fears? Let's dive into the darkness together. When Alice returned to her father's old mansion, she had to confront a past filled with unpleasant memories. The house had been closed and abandoned for years, but Alice's father had inherited this legacy and decided to restore it. As she opened the doors of the house, a wave of old memories washed over Alice as she wandered through the rooms. Where she had spent her childhood, she felt a strange unease. The old paintings on the walls, the dusty furniture, and the dark corridors held the secrets of the house's past. One night, as Alice tried to sleep in her bed, she began to hear strange noises. Creaks, whispers, and footsteps filled her room. With fear gripping her, Alice hid under her bed, waiting for the sounds to pass. However, the noises grew clearer and more intense. Alice felt something approaching her from under the bed. In a panic, she sprang out from under the bed and turned on the lights. But there was no one in the room. Alice began to think that she had imagined the events of that night. However, the next night, the strange occurrences began again. Alice started to explore every corner of the house, but she found nothing. However, one night, she discovered a hidden passage behind an old wardrobe. Curiously, she entered the passage and began to walk down a dark tunnel. The tunnel led her to a hidden room beneath the house. The room looked like an old ritual site, with dark symbols covering the walls. As Alice tried to explore this strange room, a shadow suddenly appeared. The shadow looked like the former inhabitant of the house, but it had no face. Trembling with fear, Alice recoiled, but the shadow approached and enveloped her. Alice had to confront this dark entity, but she couldn't understand what it was. The shadow began to speak silently, delivering a message to her. "You must learn the truth about what happened in this house," it said. "Accept your past crimes and prepare to forgive." After her terrifying encounter with the shadow, Alice returned home and told her father about what had happened in the house. Her father listened in shock and then quietly said, "Yes, there are some dark secrets in the history of this house." Alice and her father decided to investigate the house's past. As they delved into the dark secrets of the house's previous owners, they went deeper and deeper. They discovered that the previous owners had once conducted horrific rituals in this place, ending the lives of innocent people. Confronting this dark truth was a challenging process for Alice and her father. However, as they confronted these truths, the influence of the dark shadows within the house slowly began to fade. Instead of fleeing from the ghosts of the past, Alice chose to confront them and make peace with them. In the process, they explored more hidden rooms and corridors in the house, erasing the traces of the past. Eventually, Alice and her father illuminated the dark shadows within the house and brought them peace. They saw that the house was no longer filled with dark secrets, but had transformed into a peaceful and happy home. After this experience, Alice felt stronger and wiser. Confronting the horrific events of the past was a turning point for her, and now she could look towards the future with hope. The revelation of the dark secrets in the house's past created a new beginning for Alice's life and an opportunity for a peaceful future. They had taken a step towards a bright future, leaving behind the presence of dark shadows in the house. Once upon a time, there was an old wooden house on the outskirts of town. The house had been abandoned and forgotten over the years. All that surrounded it were broken windows and rusty roof materials, although no one knew why it had been abandoned. The townsfolk believed the house was cursed. One day, a young couple named Emily and Jack decided to explore this old house outside of town. Their adventurous spirits led them toward the door of the old wooden house. The door was firmly shut with rusty hinges, but the couple managed to open it. As they entered the house, they were met with a dark interior filled with dusty furniture and old belongings. Old paintings hanging on the walls, cracked mirrors, and abandoned items added a deep sense of melancholy and darkness to the interior of the house. Emily and Jack continued to explore the old house with curiosity. With each step, they were enveloped in a mysterious feeling and an eerie silence. As they wandered through the corridors, they saw strange sounds and odd shadows passing through the walls. That night, they decided to sleep in the old house. Their beds were dusty and old, but the couple wanted to experience this adventure to explore the mystery of the house. However, as the night progressed, strange events began to occur in the house. First, the creaking sounds and rustles coming from the walls began to disturb them. Then they saw strange shadows dancing in their beds. Jack searched around the room for a logical explanation, but found nothing. As the night went on, a strange coldness began to spread throughout the room. Just as Emily and Jack started to feel deep concern, they sensed the presence of a ghost. A strange entity was wandering through the house, watching them. Emily and Jack felt trapped by the curse of the abandoned house. They wanted to leave before the door closed, but something was keeping them inside. Throughout the night, the terrifying entity continued to disturb and frighten them. When morning came, Emily and Jack fled the house immediately. They were relieved to have escaped the curse of the abandoned house, but the experience they had forever affected them. Since then, the story of the old wooden house has been added to the town's legends. No one really knows what happened, but there are still those who believe that strange events occur in the house. Perhaps it was truly a cursed place, or maybe dark forces still lurked there. The tale of the old wooden house continued to haunt the town, spreading fear and intrigue among its residents. Some dismissed it as mere superstition, while others whispered about the unexplained occurrences that took place within its walls. Over time, more brave souls ventured to explore the house, drawn by its mysterious aura and the thrill of uncovering its secrets. Each visitor experienced their own terrifying encounters, adding fuel to the legends surrounding the cursed dwelling. One stormy night, a group of friends dared each other to spend the night in the abandoned house, determined to debunk the tales of its haunting. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they entered the decrepit building with nervous laughter and bravado. As the hours passed, strange noises echoed through the corridors, and eerie shadows danced on the walls. The friends tried to reassure each other, attributing the phenomena to their overactive imaginations, but deep down, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were not alone. Suddenly, a piercing scream shattered the uneasy silence, sending chills down their spines. Panic ensued as they frantically searched for the source of the sound, their fear reaching a fever pitch. In the dim light of their flickering flashlight, they glimpsed a ghostly figure standing in the doorway, its eyes gleaming with malice. Frozen in terror, they watched as it beckoned them closer, its spectral form swaying ominously in the darkness. With trembling hands and pounding hearts, the friends made a desperate dash for the exit, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. As they burst out into the night, gasping for breath and drenched in sweat, they vowed never to return to the cursed house again. From that day on, The old wooden house stood as a foreboding reminder of the unknown forces that lurked in the shadows. Its mysteries remained unsolved, its secrets buried within its crumbling walls, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to uncover its dark truth. Once upon a time, hidden deep within the mysteries of the forest, lay a forgotten city buried beneath the earth, shrouded in the cloak of an urban legend. According to the tale, the city that swallows the night had been submerged underground as a result of a dark ritual performed many years ago. But this story caught the attention of a brave explorer named Lara. With her adventurous spirit, Lara was determined to unravel the enigmatic legend. After conducting research in the forest, she stumbled upon a deep cavern that seemed to lead her closer to the truth. At the entrance of the cave, there was a well that extended into the depths of darkness. Undeterred, Lara descended into the well and ventured deeper underground. As the silence grew thicker and the darkness enveloped her, she began to feel a sense of unease creeping over her, yet there was nothing to stop her. Eventually, Lara reached the entrance to the lost city buried underground. However, as she wandered through the stone walls of the city, she encountered a strange and eerie silence. The streets were deserted, yet she could still sense a presence lingering. In the depths, she heard a voice beckoning her to follow, and she came upon a door in a dark room. Inside, she discovered an ancient book. Upon opening it, the pages revealed an ancient spell. As Lara recited the incantation, the room illuminated, revealing an invisible door. Upon passing through the door, Lara began to walk the streets of the lost city. However, with each step, she felt the presence of mysterious entities lurking within the city's walls. Shadows would approach her and then vanish into thin air. For a moment, Lara caught a glimpse of the city's former inhabitants, but they quickly disappeared as well. Then, she heard a whisper cutting through the silence. "The curse of the city that swallows the night still lingers here," the voice said. Lara realized that as she attempted to unravel the city's ancient secrets, she would have to confront the ghosts of its past. Lara was determined to uncover the mysteries of the lost city, but the dark forces of the city challenged her at every turn. Yet, with her courage and determination, she would uncover the secrets and illuminate the darkness. Lara pressed on deeper into the depths of the city that swallows the night, encountering more mysterious entities along the way. It seemed as if this place were a frozen ghost city, trapped in time, with the echoes of the past still haunting its streets. Ancient inscriptions and symbols adorned the walls, but their meanings remained elusive. Many of the mysterious entities seemed indifferent to her presence, merely observing her silently. However, some were hostile and aggressive. Lara knew she would need to rely on her bravery and wit to navigate through these enigmatic beings. As she wandered the streets of the city, Lara stumbled upon a forgotten temple. The temple seemed to be dedicated to an ancient deity, its walls adorned with cryptic symbols. Venturing inside, Lara noticed a gleaming diamond resting on an altar. However, as soon as she reached for the diamond, the temple began to shake and the once indifferent entities turned hostile. Lara attempted to return the diamond, but it was too late. The temple began to collapse, and with one final effort, Lara leaped out just in time. The city collapsed like a cave, swallowing everything underneath as the earth closed over it. Lara narrowly escaped, but the diamond remained with her. After this ordeal, Lara understood the dangers of unraveling the secrets of the city that swallows the night and seizing its power. She knew the diamond was cursed and vowed never to touch it again. However, she knew some things would never be forgotten. The curse of the city that swallows the night still lingered, and one day perhaps another adventurer would stumble upon it. But Lara would navigate her future adventures with greater strength and wisdom, having learned from this experience.